Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Pathfinder, Lord of Nothing. As today, our shard quest continues. And, you know what? If we're looking for shards, we might as well go with the sure thing. That said, obviously rested, refreshed, fully buffed. Got our hot bars in order. I think we're ready to go. Let's see what awaits us at the Shore/Wizard's Lair. I mean, that does look like a wizard's lair. The shard must be somewhere nearby. You're right, but let's not get separated anymore, yes? Hey, Sendry, coming in with a rare moment of common sense. Never split the party. It looks like the goblins tried to set a trap here, but accidentally set it off and killed themselves. Oh, wow, okay. Watch your step. This trap must be the goblins' handiwork. A proper friendly welcome. So where are we? There are goblins here, so it could be Varisia, or perhaps Isger? Where else can you encounter goblins in their natural habitat? Everywhere and anywhere. It doesn't matter where we are. We came here for the shard, and we don't yet know who has it. We must tread carefully. Man, goblins. Not what I would have expected for an 8th level party, but, there is a wizard involved, so, you know. Sometimes a wizard really did it. Messy little footprints here. Garbage heaps and ash piles. Goblins were here. One ear has been bitten off, and the neck is covered in small handprints. It seems this unlucky goblin was killed by his own kin. Yeah, that sounds about right. The soil under your feet is littered with charred debris and peppered with countless tiny footprints. Looks like goblins were recently here. Yes, record already said as much, but I guess it's good to independently verify? Question mark? Okay. Ooh. Well, we can see a chest down there, but I don't think we can actually go down there. I think that's just scenery. Record. Something tells me this is a trap. Be careful in that tower. Right. So there's our wizard's lair. Looks pretty tiny, but, you know, size doesn't matter. It's what's on the inside that counts.
All right.
Powerful magic permeates the walls of this modest tower, as if hiding what lies beneath. Yes, that does track. Oh, Aiden. He brings such positive energy to the crew. Nice to have him back. I mean, I wish we could fit everyone in, but, you know. Alright, I guess we're headed in. Sure, really feels kind of superfluous. Primarily just served to warn us there are goblins ahead. The tower seems to be much bigger on the inside. Stop grumbling, you two. This is fascinating. An ancient tower full of magic and secrets. Is it raining in here? We can go up or down. Nothing good awaits us in either direction. Just lead on. Well, down is gated by a skill check, so perhaps let's try the path of less resistance first. Oh, yeah, see, and then it's blocked up there, too. I'm sure that'll be a recurring theme throughout the entire tower. Yeah, yeah, that seems about right. Someone is here! I'll go tell Booze, and you guys can have some fun!
Here comes trouble.
Goblins. Noisy, unruly vermin. Just wonderful. Yeah, I'm detecting an ever so slight tonal shift on this part of the adventure. I mean, let's address the elephant in the room. We've just gone full Monty Python here. Mirror image. Cute. Alright, we've got a couple of casters in back. Let's focus them down first. Nice, nice. Record, wreck and shop as per usual. Mirror image will slow us down a bit, but not too much.
A negligible obstacle.
Wow, they've actually chipped away a fair bit of Grimm's health. So, as silly as they are, we should treat these guys as a viable threat. There's another spellcaster. I didn't even notice that one. Alright, gotcha. Thankfully, we're no strangers to Greece. Oh, wild magic emitter. Okay, well, hold on. That might be an issue as well. Oh yeah, look at that. So any spell or spell-like ability we use, we have to pass a concentration check, or it has a separate random effect instead. Duly noted.
Away, you brigand!
Loudmouth out. And that's the spell flinger.
Die!
Ah, Gaia's out. That's fine. We'll get her back on her feet after. I mean, it's Grace. She's not actually hurt. Just gotta wait for post-fight for it to clear. Oh, God.
Let's hear you cry.
Record, you alright over there? And down goes Aiden. Man, I've got to say, that was fun, but also, my goodness, the tonal shifts in Lord of Nothing are absolutely wild. But hey, if you're gonna go wild, you might as well go full wild magic. That'll definitely do it. Let's get a gander at that hat. Ah, Expert's hat. Yeah, we've seen this before. +1 on all skill checks. Though unfortunately, I think all of our skill-focused characters already have something slotted. Though, I suppose Grimm still leads on 2 or 3 skills. Athletics, Perception? Maybe persuasion? Yeah, why not? Looking good, Grim. Really rocking that dad bod. I approve. It's if like the thing with Indiana Jones and the boulder went in a wildly different direction. 9 months later, Grim Caldera. Let's go ahead and top off while we're at it. We will not risk healing spells. And let's get a gander at this thing. Chaotic arcane energies swirl around the statue, creating an area of unstable, wild magic around it. The statue seems somehow fragile. You know what? I think we'll just leave that be. We're already done fighting in here. We really don't need to risk unleashing yet more wild magic. Not like we're planning to live here or anything. Though I will say, I did have some particularly ambitious players over the years who did tend to scout adventuring locations for potential real estate opportunities. I actually really like that. The idea that players would look to leave a more permanent mark in the world they're exploring rather than simply passing through. Not to mention it opens up a whole host of other adventuring opportunities. Oh. The statue speaks to you in a soft, feminine voice that echoes faintly around the room. Hello, and be welcome, strangers. A magic statue? I'm sure it's not at all dangerous. We absolutely must learn more about it. Sure thing. You can never walk past trouble, can you? Record snorts. Be careful, Grim. It's a bad omen when something that's not meant to talk starts talking to you. I don't know, Record. I mean, I kind of hear where you're coming from, but also, is it really so strange when a humanoid stone starts talking to you? I am not your enemy, and I cannot do you any harm. Please listen to me. I desperately need your help. Well, if that's the case, then why don't you show us who you really are? Are you the statue, or are you simply talking through it? Please, don't be scared. I am afraid I cannot show myself to you, no matter how much I might wish to do so. The statue's voice is laced with sadness. My name is Athelia. I am the essence of this tower's magic. Its soul, if you will. I can only communicate through stone monuments like this one. Usur, the wizard who built this tower, created me to be his loyal friend and unseen protector. And one more thing. My humble magic can stretch just far enough to offer you a selection of wares straight from an alchemy emporium in Absalom. I may serve as a trader of sorts to you. But please, first listen to my plea. I hope you will find it within you to assist me. This wizard, Usur, is he around here somewhere? And what's with all the goblins? Wait, Usur's not a goblin, is he? The wizard Usur is dead. Her ethereal voice falls silent for a moment, either mourning her loss or simply confused by it. His own magic turned against him. His power grew beyond the capabilities of his own mind and body. As for the goblins, Usur had 2 goblin servants, Nort and Booze, and they let the rest of the tribe in here after the wizard's death. Now those green vermin are gradually destroying the tower, and my own future with it. I am sure they are not doing it out of malice. It is simply part of their goblin nature to wreck and deface anything they touch. And yet, I do not want to die. Right. What can you tell me about your former master.
Oh, Usur was truly a mighty wizard. He went to extreme lengths in his studies, willing to pursue the most complex arcane matters. Shortly before his death, he returned from a research expedition, but he had changed. Usurvial's spells became more powerful, but he grew taciturn and irritable, as if a portion of his soul had been chipped away in exchange for the newfound knowledge.
Right, so he had one of the shards, gotcha. Seems pretty straightforward. Sentry gives you and Record a worried look. It is clear you are all thinking the same thing. The wizard was a shard bearer. You said Usur was a powerful wizard. What exactly spelled his doom?
It was so unexpected and absurd. Usur was never famous for his patience, but his temper grew worse after he returned from one of his last expeditions. His experiments to amplify the tower's arcane potential had been unsuccessful. And then that little goblin servant named Nort talked Usur into getting another goblin servant, that wayward Booze. The more trouble Usur had controlling his magic and his insolent servants, the more his ire grew. One day, Usur became so enraged by Booze's insubordination that he decided to be rid of the goblin once and for all. But the spell came out wrong. Everything started spinning. Then something large fell on Usur and crushed him. The goblin claimed he defeated his enemy and obtained his magic power as a reward.
Okay, so Booze has it now. Seems like that goblin has the shard we're looking for. Well, bringing the killer to justice and getting the shard at the same time isn't a bad plan.
A shard? I do not know what you are talking about. Usur never mentioned any shard. However, Booze the goblin did learn to cast spells somehow, and yet it was not the goblin who killed Usur.
Right, it sounds like the wizard took himself out with his own spell.
You see, this tower is woven of magic. I was once able to manipulate it myself.
Athilia cuts herself short, and then continues after a pause.
Yearning for more power, Usur searched for ways to amplify the energy flowing through the tower, but his last experiments were fruitless. When he attempted to cast a spell to be rid of the goblin Booze, an extraordinary burst of primal magic occurred. Then, wild magic burst through the veil of reality and into the tower.
Wild magic? My, that is extremely dangerous and completely unpredictable. Wherever there is wild magic, there are sure to be surprises. I swear it by the snail my hat accidentally turned into.
That's right. Usur did not expect such a surge. One of the items he had set to levitate around the room transformed into an animal and fell onto him.
Athilia's voice is filled with genuine sadness.
Please be careful while navigating the tower. Every room with a magic emitter in it is filled with wild magic.
Understood. You said you needed some help. Could you be more specific?
I was created as a guardian spirit for this tower, and spent decades trapped within its walls. Usur grew fond of me and intended to set me free by placing me into a mortal vessel with an arcane ritual, but he died before he could finish it. Please, help me finish it and finally be free.
Wait a second. What do you mean when you said he prepared a body? Did he mean for you to inhabit the dead body of some unfortunate victim?
Of course not. The vessel was conjured with a spell. No harm was done. You must collect the magic crystals and put them in all of the statues like this one. Goblins took them as trinkets and scattered them around the tower. Will you be able to help me with the ritual?
Well, I do have some misgivings, considering you balked mid-sentence in telling us something just a second ago. But very well. You're helping us, so it's only fair that we help you in return.
Thank you so much for your kindness. Please find the crystals and put them into the other statues, just like this one. Then we can perform the ritual.
Will do. Now, you said you're also connected to an alchemy shop? Well, apparently not much of one, because this looks to be some pretty meager offerings. More alcohol than alchemy, really. Actually, that is exactly what this is. Every single item is either booze or some way to better handle your booze. I'm starting to see how Usur may have offed himself whilst horsing around. But, you know, on the bright side, good place to unload our unwanted vendor trash. As for Athelia... Athelia? Athelia. I think it's pretty obvious there's something hinky about her, but we'll keep an eye out for context clues.
We must act.
Hi there. What's up, lone goblin standing conspicuously in the center of the hall, whom is marked as hostile but can't be targeted? Alright, I'll bite. Finally! Let's have some fun! Ow! 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 Not me! Not me! Ah! Yep, alright, okay. Yeah, I guess that was worth saying. I will say, though, I'm not thrilled by their goofy joke encounters kind of overriding a lot of other conventional game mechanics. Stealth, preemptive strikes, etc. I get why they do it. Like, they want to show off the goofs and gaffs, and I do enjoy seeing them. It's just it also makes for a very uneven playing experience. It's like the previous encounter as well. We stealthed our way into the room only to get auto-spotted anyway and immediately attacked. Which I suppose was important to see that one goblin running away shouting Booze's name, so we'd be familiar with it later. But, you know, still, there's better ways they could have handled it. Not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, you know, we're still steamrolling these encounters.
No holding back.
Just something that sort of sticks in my craw as a dungeon master. I've said it before, but I followed a very let the dice fall as they may dungeon master style, and that went both ways. If the bad guy put himself in a position where a few unlucky rolls undid his plans and led him to an early grave, then so be it. You take the chance, you suffer the consequences.
I'm done with you!
Though, you know, as a dungeon master, I am, of course, more flexible than a video game. Different mediums, different expectations. I do miss the days, though, of tongue-in-cheek plot spackling with characters like Biff the Understudy, who'd often fill in for plot-essential NPCs the player had otherwise killed too early. Hey, look at that. Tower Spirit's Crystal. Plus a couple of scrolls. One perhaps more useful than the other. Also a chest. Oh ho, here we go. Full plate of lesser acid resistance. That'll be a nice gift for Sir Brown once we get back. A consolation prize for having to sit this one out. That goes up, so let's not go that way just yet. Let's check this store. We also still have the basement, so perhaps I should check that too.
Clever tactics now.
We encountered 2 plot characters in this room, so that implies we're supposed to go up. Hey, Longlegs! Why are you here? Uh-oh. Something went wrong. Quack. They're levitating. This is an incredibly difficult arcane science. Your average spellcaster could not put on a display like this.
This chaotic flight of objects is more aesthetically pleasing than I expected it to be. Sadly, this charming sight is of no use to us.
And I guess that's it? Yeah, Goblin Spellflinger done croaked. Sorry, you were clearly hostile, and I can't afford to have a Spellflinger on my back.
Half bad. It's you or me.
I'm kind of thinking on this encounter as a dungeon master. An obviously hostile caster who accidentally polymorphs themselves just across from a door, so you would have your back to her as you opened it. If there are enemies on the other side of that door, my bet is that she would have transformed back the second we triggered hostilities with them, thus immediately pincering us as punishment for our misguided mercy. Oh yeah, look at that. Goblin Rogues. Also, froggy style, but you know. Yeah, I feel slightly bad about that, but you know. Goblin Rogues on our rear. Flanks, but no flanks. Blue honey. Huh. And magic essence. That's a storyteller item. Are we actually going to encounter a crafter? Shadow Clover. And more magic essence. That certainly implies we are going to have some use for this stuff. Either as part of something we find in the tower here, or possibly an actual storyteller encounter. Oh, hello.
The crystal is back. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Always happy to help someone get stoned. And yeah, let's go check out the basement. It does feel like that might actually... Oh, hello. Undead Nelfeshni. Not gonna lie, that is mildly disconcerting. And let me guess, the second I go up there, you'll be gone. Well, we'll just keep on keeping on. Though I will tap that quick save button just in case I break the plot. Okay, let's see what we got. Yeah, I will say that that thing with the giant butchers did make me a bit gun-shy about potentially doing things out of their intended order. Bench? Oh, I see. A healing bench, huh? You just have a little rest right there and get all nice and refreshed? I wouldn't mind getting one for myself. Although now it will take a long while for the magic to recharge before the bench can be used again. Huh. Wish I'd known that before I blew all those potions, but alright. At least it topped us off. Lower levels seem flooded and inaccessible. So I guess it's just this one door. Wall. Ah, yes, there we go. We've got a gelatinous monument. Something we were taking out as far back as Through the Ashes, so I think we're okay here. Barring any unexpected surprises, he said in a tower rife with wild magic.
We're gonna rest after this fight.
Oh yes, I forgot they also do that. That, like, reflexive slime splash. Which I suppose might explain the plate mail of acid resistance. Though sadly we don't have anyone on hand who can actually use it. Ah, we've got two. Yep, still not worried. Vulnerable to fire, but that's a bad idea in a room full of kegs. Might just be wine, but, you know, it could also easily be something a mite bit more explosive.
Run them through!
Nice. That's one.
I got this.
Oh, goodness. Gaia. And we're good. Took some very light acid damage there, but nothing really worth noting. And there's our second crystal. Plus assorted booze. Yeah, I think we are starting to paint a bit of a picture about, Usur. He may have been powerful, but he was also a man of many mystical vices. The sweet aroma of fresh beer hangs in the air and intoxicates the mind. A loud gurgle comes from inside the barrel. Wait a second. Wand of Cure Hangover. Once per day, this wand rids the creature of the following conditions: blind, confused, dazed, dazzled, diseased, exhausted, fatigued, nauseated, poisoned, sickened, and stunned. Also heals all ability damage and grants +2 morale bonus on saves versus fear. My goodness, that is both very useful and also right on the nose, as far as our suspicions go. We'll go ahead and toss that to Penta, I think. Wait, did I not? Hold on. Right. Ha! Finally, we find something useful. I know a few nobles in Canabris who'd pay a fortune for this.
Be careful. There is something fishy about this.
We going full trickster? I'm no stranger to the beer elemental. There it is. Fermented beer elemental. Well, let's try that beer on the rocks. Ah, dang it. Now it's gone flat. Oh, I see. Every time we hit it, it triggers an aura of hideous laughter. Oh, shoot, right. Wait, are water elementals usually immune to cold? I feel like it would, like, slow them.
Don't expect a flower in the night.
Out of my way! Oh, got you!
There we go. Ooh, a Chibo. Nice. Oh, but we are not done. Alright, fair enough. Let's take these two out. Are these going to split as well?
You're not a threat. You're an obstacle.
No. Okay, we're good. Barley a threat. But yes, the Achivo pop-up definitely lends this towards being an optional encounter, though we would have had to come down here anyway to get that crystal. Maybe you could only trigger the boss fight if you passed that world check. That was pretty steep. And I think we're clear. Let's head back up top. We've got time for one more, assuming it's not too chonky. Right, okay, gotcha. So we do have to find the other statues as well, which should be one per floor, but not the basement. Unless we can somehow unflood the basement? Ah! Hot, hot, hot! It looks so nice, but it burns! Well, here, let me help you with that.
Please, focus.
Though it seems like he would have died anyway. His buddy up top just did. So what killed you guys? What am I walking into? We had the undead Nelfeshni over here. Gone, of course. Open hallway leading to 2 more doors. Let's check this one. Oh. You're crazy, Nord. Let us beat some sense into you. Got it? Bring us some food, you fool. Boo said we shouldn't hit you, but he's not here. Hi. Ah, I see you spotted me through this wall. Actually, to be entirely fair, maybe you just noticed the door was open. And it did not trigger combat, but, you know, now that you're all looking this way...
Just sit here doing nothing.
Oh, yep, there we go. Some of us are good at stealth. Some of us slightly less so. But 3 gobos, I mean. That's not really anything to worry about. We'll just... In fact... We'll just hang out here in the hallway. Let them come to us. Yeah, I see no reason to pin myself down in close quarters with a couple of goblin rogues.
Oh, look. Walking loot.
One out. Now we'll go in. Who's a good girl? And we're done. Oh, Nord. That's Usurviel's other servant, Nort and Booze. As well as a cloak of illusory invisibility. Oh. The wearer of this cloak thinks she is invisible, but that's an illusion. Awesome. I'm sure we'll put it to good use. Alright, yeah, let's chat up Nort, see what he has to say. Hey, buddy.
Who are you? You dealt with them so fast. Master Usur told me to say thank you when someone helps you. Oh, poor Master Usur. Poor Nort.
He clutches his head and wails mournfully. We haven't heard so much as a thank you, Record says pointedly. Easy, Record. Let me handle this. Hello there, little one. I'm Grim. These are my companions, Record, Sendry, and Penta. The 2 in back are Kanos and Aiden. And this good girl right here is Gaia. And who might you be?
Nort. Stupid Nort. They called me all sorts of names.
He nods at the bodies of his fellow tribesmen.
Master Usur called me Nort the Helper, Nort the Good Goblin. He taught Nort to help. He taught Nort to serve. Nort was the most loyal, the most useful. Nort misses Master Usur.
Yeah, I heard something happened to him. Do you want to talk about it?
Goblins often mangle words they do not understand due to their underdeveloped intellect. I suspect he is talking about the wizard Usurviel, the previous master of this place.
Yeah, I got that. Thanks.
Master Usur was a great wizard, my master. When Nort's tribe abandoned him and left him all alone in a raging storm, he brought Nort in. He taught Nort nice things and liked his little goblin friend so much. But then Nort brought his nasty brother and he killed Master Usur. Nort is so stupid. It's all Nort's fault.
Nort furiously hits himself on the head.
Nort wanted to do more, be better, and be more handy, so he brought his brother Booze to the tower to help him. But Booze was a bad helper. He was lazy and didn't do any helping.
The bitterness in Nort's voice is palpable.
Master Usur was so angry at Booze. So angry. One time he got so angry that he decided to squish Booze like a mosquito. He was the strongest wizard in the world. But something happened. Booze became a wizard himself. He started flailing his arms, shouting, and things started flying around the room. And then a horrible neigh beast fell from the ceiling and squashed poor Master Usur.
Nort wipes away tears with his sleeve. Wait, Booze got powers before Usur died? That doesn't quite match up. Nort, tell me, why were the other goblins bullying you?
Goblins have always been mean to Nort, but Brother Booze bullied him the least of all the tribe. He killed Master Usur, and, well, somehow he became just as strong. He said he became the new master, and invited the rest of the tribe to live here. They do not like Nort. They call me names. My goblin brothers can only break and steal things. They haven't gotten to the beast yet, but you've already helped Nort once. Will you do it again? Nort knows the magic word. The word. Oh, please, please help Nort.
Ah, magic, my only weakness. All right, Nort, how can I help?
Master Usur kept some beasts in his basement. Sometimes he took fur, scales, feathers, or other things from them, but he always set them free afterward. Goblins torture the poor beasties and don't give them any food or water. My goblin brothers won't let me into the basement. Can you help me?
Well, I've already been down there and I killed everything in it, but I will certainly hope there's another part of the basement I haven't been to. Otherwise, this is very awkward.
We must help them. It would be cruel to stand by as those poor animals suffer. We will help them, yes?
We came here for the shard, so please put aside your altruistic yearnings. I'm sure they'll get out on their own when they get hungry.
Not all cages can be escaped, Record. I think we should not consign these animals to an early death by leaving them locked in those cages.
So 2 ayes, 1 nay? Kanos, I know what you're voting for. Aiden, you're a bit of a wild card, but truth be told, once Gaia weighs in, I think that tips it over. All right, Nort, we'll see what we can do. Assuming we haven't already mucked that up.
You will help Nort so much. There's this huge mirror in the next room. It's a hidden portal to the basement. Don't be afraid, just step right in. It will save you from running up and down the stairs.
Ah, okay, so there is another part of the basement accessible via mirror. We passed a couple of burning goblins on our way in here. What kind of trouble were you stirring up before we arrived?
Stir up?
The goblin lets out a muffled screech.
Nort did not stir anything. No potions, nothing. Nort can't even cook.
His voice sounds too loud and confident. His tone tells you that he is either trying to hide something or doesn't want to reveal everything. Nort, we just agreed to help you, but we can't do that if you won't tell us what we need to know.
Nort was so scared.
The little goblin curls up and seems even smaller.
Last time when my goblin brothers got angry at me, Nort got really angry too. Nort started throwing things at them to make them go away, and one thing turned into a fireball. It burned one of them down to the bone. Nort did not mean to do that. It just happened. Maybe Nort is becoming a wizard too? Maybe someone else helped Nort. Nort doesn't know.
Nort buries his face in his hands in shame. Interesting. Though it could just be something as simple as him throwing, like, a flask of alchemist's fire without realizing what it was. We'll file that away in the old brain bank for now. All right, Nort. You just stay here and stay safe. We'll be back.
Yeah.
Nort lets out an audible sigh, his eyes following you. Not sure how much of that to believe. He seems pretty distraught, but I don't know. We'll need more clues before I can start drawing any real conclusions. I do still think, though, that Athelia is definitely misleading us in some fashion. And obviously, at this point, I think it's pretty safe to say that Master Usur, as powerful as he may have been, definitely had a drinking problem. And, you know, it's not lost on me that the other goblin is named Booze, who caused the wizard to accidentally off himself. This may all just be like a really jokey allegory about the dangers of overindulgence. Anyway, we'll hit the pause button for now and pick up here next time, as we just continue drinking it all in. Perhaps we'll find some answers once we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to ErieB23, Revenant, Alois, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Lady Shayna, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.
All right.